Many drivers consider night driving a natural extension of driving during the day. That is partly true, but driving at night has its pitfalls. So here are a few helpful tips and reminders. Remember, for best night vision, have a clean windscreen, clean headlamps and very clean spectacles if you wear them. Also, have your eyesight tested regularly. On unlit roads, turn your dashboard lights to minimum setting to avoid glare that will affect your forward vision. Having seen my first DVD, you'll be aware of the importance I place on good vision scans and driving with a high visual horizon. In other words, changing your eyes from dipped to main beam frequently, sometimes rapidly. I have said we need to look beyond our natural focal point when driving, otherwise our driving will descend into reacting rather than anticipating. Be aware driving at night on unlit roads will cause your vision to drop even more and stay there. Not surprisingly, given there is less to see. We know we should always drive within the range of our headlamps, but be aware as speed increases you will begin driving beyond your dip beam. The result will be reactionary driving and increased danger. The choice you have is to reduce speed so you're driving comfortably again, or turn your lights onto main beam, which may not be possible due to other traffic movement. Be prepared to reduce speed when changing from main beam to dipped. Judgment of speed and distance is far more difficult to assess at night, and overtaking can be fraught with danger on unlit roads. It is quite difficult to assess the speed of an approaching vehicle and how far behind its headlamp beam it is. Overtaking is not mandatory, so if in doubt, don't do it. Half-light happens twice in 24 hours, dusk and dawn. It is said those times are the most potentially dangerous, when judgment of speed and distance is even more difficult to assess, and your eyes can play tricks on you. Remember, cat's eyes are closer together at the approach to natural hazards, and the position of lampposts can be of help to you. Driving at night is more tiring, so take regular breaks on a long journey or when you feel tired. There's traffic movement there, it's quite quick as he comes around there. Bear in mind it's a 40. More street lighting in the distance there. And we can see a road junction and we can see tail lights. Warning of a give way, 200 yards. Mirror, I intend going off to the right. One behind, so I'm going to indicate right and take up my position. Just bringing the speed off, look to the right, there's a bus coming round. And in fact I can be in before the bus, so in we go nice and positively. One approaching directly in front, another giveaway, so I'll get the indicator off now, it served its purpose. So after the second vehicle, so just adjust my braking so I can coincide with the space, and there it is, a final check all around, and away we go. I'm going to take up the near side lane, so near side mirror, let's move over, warning sign for roadworks, green traffic lights, and there's a fairly long straight, see the street lights going away in the distance, and a change of speed limit there, coming up to 50 miles an hour. Now we've got a roadwork scar down the near side, so I'm going to place my wheels away from that. And we're very much aware now, as it's beginning to get dark, so the colours are beginning to fade, objects are beginning to merge together, and as I've said, judgment of speed and distance becomes more difficult. So with more vehicles approaching then, we just level our speed off at 50, and if we look in the distance there, we can see the road curves to the right. We can see that early by the lampposts. And the lampposts are all together on the left hand side, sweeping around the right hand curve. Runners on the right hand side, vehicles approaching. We have slowing the carriageway so we can get in the early vision with a change of road surface, another one off the bend, change of road surface yet again, and a repeater sign. White line system against both sides, looking through the curve, another vehicle approaching. Look over the top of the hedgerow to see if we can get any early lateral vision, and approaching a 30. So mirror, I'm going to have to lightly touch the brakes just to take off the unwanted speed. Pedestrians crossing the road, green traffic lights, and a roundabout with numerous exits. Looking through the trees to see approaching traffic. I'm going to take the first exit, looking for a reason to signal, and at the moment there isn't one. Just bringing the speed gently down, Another one coming in from the right. Let's just wait and see what he's doing. No, he's not going to be not going to be affecting us. So round we go. Going to turn left. So light throttle setting, so we're not having to brake in the middle of the curve. So round we go, nice and smooth. Lift our vision. One approaching, followed by another, and several vehicles. Tail lights going away. Junction to the right-hand side. Cyclist may bring them wide. Well, in fact, it is bringing them wide, but not a problem. Another warning sign. Uneven road surface. Mirror clear. So we're approaching the 50 miles an hour and final stages of approach now. Change of road surface and now just increasing the speed nice and gently from 30 up to 50. Looking at the road, sweeps off around to the left. Leveling our speed off at 50 miles an hour. Reminding myself, equating that to feet per second. That works out to 75 feet per second we're travelling at. So we've got tail lights going away and a set of white lights approaching us. All clear behind. Keeping the car in a nice straight line, light grip on the steering wheel. Not looking at the lights, looking way in the distance there. White line system against both. Openings on both sides which have got restrictions on them. Slowing the carriageway. Weight restriction on this road as well. The road snaking around. Watch the movement on the right. Again, had a lot of ghost islands here. Looking through the curve as the road just drops down and there's vehicles going away. Tail lights and vehicles approaching. So mirror, just pick up the speed nice and gently. Being progressive, but yet equally being perfectly safe. Right, the tail lights are just disappearing into the bend. We have a warning sign, or information board rather, on the left-hand side. Movement on the right. In fact, it is a warning sign with a junction, and in fact the vehicle just come from the junction. White line system then coming along against us. The limit point's beginning to run nicely for me. Just got that on acceleration sense. Again, some more skid marks there. Looking way down the road. Tail lights, lots of tail lights down there with street lighting. One coming out of a curve. It's a left curve. So it's getting even more dark again. Again, colours now have blended totally into the surroundings of shades of grey. Lights being cast across the opening there. Headlamps approaching in the distance. Sign for other danger, which indicates pedestrians, 75 yards. No right turn. Headlamps coming towards us. Happy about the junction and my speed, and we can just increase it very slightly as we come up here. So driving well within the range of my lights here. Feel very comfortable. I can plan and anticipate. We've got more street lighting up there. Covering the brake pedal and beginning to bring the speed off nice and gently. Let's keep it smooth as we can. Mini roundabout, I intend going straight ahead. We've got good vision off to the right and it's clear. So through we go. Change of road surface. Street lighting in places so the road drops down. Throwing arrows. More openings down there on the left. Look all the way down into the darkness now. So we really have half light now. So this is where judgment of speed and distance then becomes more difficult, and if you're not careful you could find yourself going a little bit quick, a little bit faster than you really want to. Brake lights in front, mirror. Gently braking myself, and I'm going to have the outside lane as we make the approach, and we'll be able to overtake this vehicle as we make the exit. Quick check in the mirror. I can shave some of the white line, take the vehicle to the outside, and we can go for a very straightforward, very simple overtake there. I'm going to take the outer of the two lanes here. Look way in the distance then, flashing amber lights on the other side, doesn't affect us. And we have a vehicle just disappearing around the curve. Countdown markers as we come up now to a roundabout. And I intend turning right. So mirror, just easing back off the throttles very, very slightly. It's a roundabout with 4 exits. Mirror, off the drive, lightly braking now. I see some red traffic lights waiting round the corner for us. Look across to the right, there's our space. So round we go. Now I wonder whether the red lights have just changed to green in the intervening period of time. Yes, they have, just changed to green now. So over we go, crossing a motorway. Looking down to see what the traffic lights on the motorway. It's all running free and clear. Obviously if there was a problem down there, we wouldn't go down and join the traffic. So mirror, light's still green here, so round we go, near side mirror. Lift our vision as we join a motorway. A quick overtake down here as we come into the 50. We are doing exactly 50 now. We're just bringing ourselves gently back. Now we're joining a motorway. And it's a 50 mile an hour area. So offside mirror. over the shoulder, indicate, and we'll take ourselves gently over into the 50. There's national speed limit coming along as well, so mirror again, I will indicate, and I'm now going to move out, and now I'm going to accelerate now briskly up to 70 miles an hour. Now level the acceleration off now at 70. See the road surface is a different colour in lane 2 here. So the road sweeps off around to the left, look at the furthest point we can see, turning our eyes onto main beam as we're doing constantly. We look down the near side, up the hard shoulder. There's a bridge with lighting on it crossing the road. And then it straightens up slightly, and then it drops down into a right-hander. Now, there's nobody closing behind me at the moment. I'm not holding anybody up, and I'm going to stay here in lane 2, rather than go in and pull back out again for the slow mover in lane 1. So looking to where the road goes, it's dropping down to the right. See if we can get any early observation and any clues as to what's happening down there. Brake lights near side lane. Vehicle crossing the road over a bridge and approaching traffic. It's levelling it now off at 70 miles an hour. The one in lane 1 must be around about 60, I would guess. And we are slowly closing on vehicles here in lane 2. There's nobody closing behind me. They're all travelling around 70 miles an hour, which is unusual. Approaching the exit point half a mile away. Again, lifting my vision up, turning my eyes onto main beam, matching my speed with the one in front of us, keeping the separation gap correct. There's one coming down lane 2 behind, and there's 2 vehicles in my lane behind. There's the final large information post, which is at the end of the countdown markers, where I intend to make my exit. And as we get to that, I will begin my left-hand indicator. So mirrors, I'll indicate off to the left-hand side now, and now cancel it. So light throttle setting, again looking over the top. I'll give a signal now, just to make sure this driver knows what we're doing. So round we go, all the way round to the right. Cancel the right signal. No one to signal to now as he's peeled off. And now begin to increase the speed. It's a crossing point for cyclists in the distance. Mirror. The roundabout I'm going to turn right. Mirror. One behind. Signal. And just tidying up my positioning. Just bringing the speed off, taking the outside lane as we make our final approach. Look for the space. There it is, and in we go. One inbound from the left. Keep an eye on that one. Just have a quick look over my shoulder at him. Indicate we're going to go off to the left. And now gently increase the speed. Cancel the indicator, national speed limit area, so long sweeping left-hander, and I'm going to take the right-hand lane. I'm going to go on main beam for the moment, so it opens out a good field of vision off around to the left-hand side. Dip lights now for the one approaching. Increase my road speed now. Now after that vehicle, I'm going to go on to main beam. It's opening out very nicely around to the right. One approaching. Now I can go on to dipped. So you can leave it on main beam a little bit longer on right-hand curves. No one approaching. Another vehicle approaching there. Let's get the reflections. There it is. Roundabout I'm going to turn left. A mirror. I will indicate that one behind is closing. Bringing the speed off evenly and progressively. It's nice and clear off to the right, so round we go. Light throttle setting just to maintain the drive. As we take the steering off, we can gently increase it. Roundabout sign. Headlamps approaching, and a vehicle going away with lots of tail lights on the top. Traffic lights red, flashing amber light on the other side. Mirrors all clear. There's no point rushing to get up to a set of traffic lights just in order to stop. So, and as we've got a heavy vehicle on the near side lane, mirror, I'm going to take lane 2 here so I can make a little progress. Now the lights have changed, so just keep an eye on this one as we make our approach. Now commit myself through. A little more gentle acceleration. There's 2 vehicles there. And we'll just maintain the outside lane, taking it up to 50 miles an hour. And there's the lamppost up there on the left-hand side of the road, showing the road curves off to the right. Just backing off the throttle very slightly as the road just approaches and just goes off to the right. Another sign for a junction off to the left. So we'll stay on this outside lane, lane 2, because again there's bound to be an entrance coming along here. It's a light drive, light throttle, so she's just pulling us round nice and steady. There's an entry point. Now a little more acceleration as we exit. Junction to the right side. mirror. I'm going to stay in this lane for the time being because that vehicle isn't closing on us, and I intend going off to the right in front because the road does separate just up here. There's a green information sign and a national speed limit sign. So this lane I'm in now is going to feed us into the turn I want to make. Bright lights in the distance there, headlamps as well. So we'll just maintain this separation lane. And we've got a sharp deviation to the right in the distance where the brake lights are still staying on that vehicle as it disappears out of view. So mirror, just bringing my speed gently down. The limit point is approaching me, so the closer it gets, I can see some brake lights are reflecting off the back of that sign there. Lights there have just changed, so bring our speed gently down. As they've only just changed, we're going to bring it to a gliding stop. Just ease the foot brake off. Automatic handbrake has come on. We've got the secondary light over there. That's just changing. There's our lights. So check around us, make sure there's nobody jumping the right from the left, and increasing the speed. Now the road curves left, so mirror, I'm going to move out closer to the hatchings to get the best line into this curve, the best sight line as well. So round we go. Two-way traffic sign. Just gradually increase the speed. There is another vehicle coming towards us. You can see it just, headlamps just over the hill crest there. It will come into view very shortly. There it is. Throwing arrows, white line system against me as we make our approach. He's back off slightly as we're coming up here. May keep his lights on main. Yes, he has. A bit slow, turn him off. Tail lights going away, junction on the left. We're doing just over 20 miles now. There's a nice picture there of Windsor Castle all lit up. Indicators or hazard lights on the one on the near side. Parked vehicles on the right. There is someone there. So mirror, I'm going to come over and take an early position, well away, change the road surface. One approaching us there, we see the reflection off the wall. So mirror, we just tuck it gently back in again. Just levelling our speed off. Not a very good adjusted headlamp there on the near side. So look for any reflections in the windows of these buildings. Rather bumpy road surface down the near side. One approaching, going to turn off. Look for any others. Mirror clear. Right, light adjustment on the throttle there. Headlamps coming the other way. Again, reflections off the wall. Green traffic lights just changing back to amber. Mirror, one parked near side. Just position ourselves out to the centre. Just keep an eye on these vehicles. Just parked up there to the barracks. Got a filter off to the left. And I'm just easing back now so we don't arrive at the red light too early. The lights are just changing. Parked cars, I've already got myself set in a good position for those. So we'll take it through nice and carefully. So there's a sharp bend to the left in front of us. There's an upward slope, so we'll use that to advantage by just letting the throttle come off, letting nature's brake take the unwanted road speed off for us. Look through the corner, parked vehicles. No, in fact, some slow movers. Speed tables. There's a coach parked on the near side as we come over the speed table. We take ourselves out nice and wide, nice and early. Watch for any movement. There's no feet under that vehicle, so I'm happy about that. And now we can just take ourselves through nice and smoothly and back towards the near side. Lights then are staying green for us. Parked vehicles on the near side. Some headlamps approaching the other way. Again, another little speed table here. Over we go. And mirrors just easing it back again. So rather than sit stationary with your foot on the foot brake, dazzling people behind, as this driver is doing, try to get in the habit of putting your handbrake on and releasing the foot brake. I'm approaching the traffic lights now that I'm going to turn left. Now I've got a car following, so mirror, signal left, and bring the car gently up to the stop line. Now I'm putting the handbrake on, and I'm going to cancel the indicator so that the driver behind is first of all not got a face full of my brake lights, and then secondly doesn't have an indicator pulsating in his eyes. Now the moment I see the lights are going to change, I'll put the indicator back on again. I mean, no one about at the moment to benefit from the signal apart from the motorist behind me, so there's not exactly a safety factor here of keeping the indicator flashing. Right, lights are changing, so mirrors, replace the indicator, and off we go. It's just considerate driving. It's thoughtful driving. It's levelling off my acceleration now. We're doing just under 60 miles an hour. So there's the leading vehicle we saw much earlier. We have a motorway on the right. See flashing amber lights and traffic movement down there. Vehicle approaching us from the distance. Making sure I don't get mesmerised by the car in front staring just at it. So I must look beyond that vehicle, look at the first one, keep my eyes scanning. It's more difficult at night to keep your vision up, obviously because it's dark. But often in darkness, that's when the vision does drop down, and it stays down as well if we're not careful. And we got brake lights and a road junction. I'll go back onto dip to cluster a lamppost up there, as you invariably get most road junctions like that lit. And generally you'll always have a lamppost directly opposite, just to light the junction up, and there it is. So we're going to turn left, looking for a reason to signal, and there isn't one. So just nose the car around, looking right, glance to the left, looking right again, and round we go. I'm happy with that. Just picking up the speed, one approaching me. Just allow my eyes to readjust themselves again. Picking up the speed gently. I'm not going to level it off there for the moment. Headlamps approaching us. I'm just levelling the speed off at around 40 at the moment. Back onto main beam again. Quite often when you get vehicles like that and they disappear, you're presented with sudden darkness. Now we can increase the speed gently. Just a slight hill crest there. Change your road surface. Rather undulating road surface, which is causing the car just to deviate around slightly. Now we're just heading up into the unknown now. A little avenue of trees here, just like going into a tunnel. Just readjust the speed fractionally, driving within the range I can see. Just backing it off as we can't see around the curve. Reflection there for a road sign. Bend to the right sign, and a sharp deviation sign. No lateral vision available at the moment. Lightly on the brakes. I'm happy there's no one approaching. I've got my speed correct now, so off the brake, on the drive, and now we've got a lot more road signs. And now just increase the speed gently as we come out, quite safely. We're up to 60 miles an hour, and we have the ghost islands down the centre. We don't have to drive at 60 miles an hour. If you feel more comfortable driving at 50, that's fine. But I'm just indicating that we can drive at 60 quite safely. So we have these ghost islands down the middle of the carriageway with the cat's eyes around them. And looking at the furthest point I can see. Back on dip now as we have the approaching vehicle. Oh, that's ages before we had the dip. There's another two vehicles coming towards us. So mirror. Lifting off. My intention at this roundabout is to take the second exit. See, the one in front's obviously going right, so mirror. Gently braking my speed off now. The van with the trailer's going in, down to a trickle. Now, just adjust my braking so I can keep the weight of the car moving. There's another one coming round. Try not to stop the vehicle unless you really have to. So in we go now, and I'm going to indicate the benefit of this truck that we're going to take this exit. Just looking round through the corner, lift my vision now, the two going away, increase my speed nice and gently. We're approaching a roundabout, and I intend taking the first exit. So mirror, slightly braking as we come down here, planning to stop, looking to go, looking for a space, and through we go. And I can take this exit here. I'll give an indicator signal briefly, two-way traffic sign, road curving off to the right. So two going away, and I'm not going to put my headlamps on main beam, not only for them but also for the traffic that is coming down the motorway. So I'm going to go with the traffic in front because I can still use these two as my pathfinders. Two-way traffic sign, and there's an entrance on the right to a museum. So I'm just going to close up, increasing my speed up to 60 now. There's three sets of tail lights going away over the hill crest. Two-way traffic, wild animals. So I'm going to go with these. I'm not going to get so close that I'll worry them. but I'm going to get close enough so that I can actually use them to my advantage. So their lighting the road up ahead is going to be a helpful thing. See the road curving off now to the left. I've made some adjustments on my throttle there as we come up here, so I'm not closing. It's almost like being on a tow rope with people in the car in front. At times I let the tow rope get longer, other times I close it in. Junction right and horses and riders again. Brake lights in front and 2 sets of lights going away. I've not touched my brakes at the moment, so I'm just going to hold back then. I'm looking at the vehicles going away, looking at the leading vehicle and the road in front, and opening on the left 200 yards. Okay, we have a breakdown vehicle, it's a bus actually, and we have 4 vehicles in front of us. So we've got a bend with a junction in it. So the reflective post on the left, red ones, you often get that going around on a right-hand bend, white ones going around a left-hand bend. Lightly braking now, so round about with 3 exits. Lateral vision is very poor, bringing my road speed down now to a snail's pace. Early vision is an inbound truck. So I'm going to trickle forward here nice and gently. Try not to bring my vehicle to a stop. Final check and out we go. And I can just take the top off of that one and go take a straight line right the way through. As there was nobody about, perfectly clear, it's perfectly safe. Wouldn't be doing that sort of thing if I was surrounded by traffic. So we got the heavy going away with the Ghost Islands down the middle. Looking down his near side, roundabout with 3 exits, mirror lightly on the brake pedal as we come down here. The road beyond that's got a 40, I can see some street lighting down there, and I can see a green traffic light down there. So through we go, the heavy's making a bit of progress there. He's on a mission at the moment, I can see. 40 mile an hour speed limit then, so mirror and just pick up the speed. Now he's accelerating very, very briskly. Lights are still green, so they're probably pedestrian controlled. Coming into a lit area, the road curving off around to the right. Change your road surface. Now I'm going to go back onto normal drive position, switching off the sports mode. Don't really need the sports mode coming through here. High gear will give us economy. Looking down the near side, I see a National and a vehicle approaching. You don't want to get too close to this heavy. It's like having a mobile brick wall in front. Now, I did see the road curving off to the left. I'm not going to close on him for the moment. We've got these Ghost Islands down the middle, but they are broken and not continuous. Lamppost coming along, 40 mile an hour speed limit area. So looking for any signs of where this vehicle might turn off. We are doing 40, and in fact he's doing a level 40 as well. I'm looking down his near side for any early vision I can gain. And then the road appears to go still further round to the left. Again, we've got our lamppost up there, all around the outer edge of the curve. One approaching. Another one approaching. We have a junction to the left with a right-hand bend. He's making steady progress at the present moment. Change of road surface. Now we're going into the darkness again. Another warning sign coming along. Nothing we can do about this. It's a 40 mile speed limit and a children sign. So now the road appears to go off to the left. So looking down his near side, see tail lights going away in the distance and a national speed limit area. So mirror, I'm going to gently close on him. I'm going to put the sports mode in now. Closing on him. Mirror, I'm going to come out and have a look at this one. Yes, that's mine. Nice good firm acceleration up here now then. When I get alongside him, I'm going to go onto main beam. Now I'm going to tuck myself back in, having checked the mirror. The road's opening out quite nicely. Tail lights going away, headlamps approaching, so I'm onto dipped. So the lampposts now move from the right hand side of the road and they move over to the left, and they're all closer together now. We've got a junction sign down there. Now if we look over the corner to the right hand side, we should have a lamppost there that is opposite where the junction is. And there it is, it's coming into view now. The only thing about it is the lamppost is out. It's obviously defective. So that wasn't helpful. Anyway, the road lampposts now are all over on the left hand side. They move over now to the right. They're closer together, and again the idea of this, of being like this, is they reduce the risk of having dark areas in between. So there's a junction to the right, and again there's a lamppost on the left hand side. Now the lampposts have moved over now to the left hand side of the road for the right hand bend. They're opening out quite nicely, so if we look up at them, you can often get a clue the severity of the curve, because you can often see them sometimes over the top of hedgerows. Now if we look here as an example, because now the road curves off to the left and the lamppost now have moved over, and again we have this example of a junction on the right and with a lamppost here on the left all by itself. So if you're looking for a road junction on a piece of road in front of you, sometimes a lamppost being misplaced, or out of place should I say, will give you a clue as to where that road junction is. Now I am being closed down now behind me, so mirrors again, then I will come over into lane 1 so we can release this person to continue through. He was being overtaken. So it's really about keeping an eye on your mirrors, really, about what's going on as to the best choice of lane. So generally most people keep to the 50, and it's at this time I find that putting the cruise control on is very helpful, because there isn't any big adjustments of road speed at the moment, and so I can put the cruise control on and I can sit here exactly at 50 miles an hour and we can go along quite comfortably with the traffic flow. Cruise control is a very, very helpful thing, I find, but it's surprising. I don't use it all that much. If I do use it, it's often under circumstances like this, or on a clear piece of motorway in the early morning or late at night, where I can set it at 70 miles an hour and not have to worry about it anymore. Looking all the way down the road now then, under the bridge, looking way down, brake lights come on from that vehicle for whatever reason. So we'll go back to 70 miles an hour again. Now I think he's looking for somewhere. Not sure what he's doing there. He's got his near side wheel on the white line. And then he wanders back again. Now he's wandering back out once more. So keep a wary eye on this one. I suppose it's my copper's instincts really. So back to all 70 miles. He's picked his speed up again now, so we'll pick our speed up and go with him. Oh, there we go. That's what all that was about. So I suppose that was all telegraph, wasn't it? I was just thinking to myself at that particular moment, if I was on duty in uniform now, he'd be the person I'd stop by the method of his driving. Many times over the years, I've been asked by women drivers, what do I do if I discover I'm being followed when I'm driving alone at night? Before I go further, I would like to stress that it is a rare occurrence indeed where a woman finds herself being followed by some evil person. However, there have been occasions where, as a matter of road rage, a driver finds him or herself followed by an angry driver who flashes headlamps and follows very close in a threatening and intimidating manner. I believe that the following clips will help in that situation also. I cannot possibly cover every case scenario, but I will suggest a number of options to help and keep you safe. Finally, before we look at the clips, it is in your own interest to have your car serviced regularly and be a member of a breakdown service, although none of the services will leave a woman stranded alone at night. Set your mobile phone speed dialing to dial 999 at the press of one button. Either number 1 or 0 are best. In an emergency, it is not an offence to dial 999 whilst you are driving, even with a handheld phone, but it only applies to a 999 call. Also remember that when you are driving alone at night, to lock your doors. Now let's move on to the clips. I play the part of the following driver and Diane plays the part of a woman driver being followed. As drivers, we ought to have a 360-degree awareness at all times when we're driving. But as a woman driving alone at night, you should be extra vigilant. Use your mirrors more frequently so that you'll be immediately aware if the same vehicle remains behind you, particularly after you have made several changes of direction. It may be an innocent situation, as the other driver's destination may be close to yours. So rather than take a suspect vehicle and a possible stalker home with you and show him where you live, you should test to see if you are really being followed by the driver's reactions to one of the following. Circulate a roundabout and rejoin your chosen direction. Or make several more changes of direction if you know the area. Or adjust your road speed to give the other driver an opportunity to overtake. And finally, exit or rejoin a motorway if you are aware there is an option to rejoin. If you are now fairly sure that you are being followed, keep calm. Do not increase your speed, as the likelihood is the other driver will increase his speed also, and you will find yourself driving faster than you are comfortable with. Here we are on a dual carriageway where there is an opportunity for the suspect driver to overtake. So keep well to the left and gently reduce speed and allow the suspect driver a choice. 9 times out of 10 they will pass and the matter ends there. But let's look at what to do in the unlikely event that they do remain with you and they are up to no good. Firstly, a natural reaction will be to concentrate on the driver behind rather than on the road ahead. So avoid staring in the mirror for long periods. It is safer to use the mirror at short, regular intervals. Otherwise, your driving will deteriorate and become dangerous. You should make your way to a place of safety as soon as possible. This can be a service station, where there will be generally a CCTV in operation, a police station, fire station, ambulance station, a hospital, a 24-hour supermarket, or if none of those are readily available, move closer to other traffic, such as heavy lorries, and stay with them until help arrives. On motorways, be aware of opportunists who often overtake a lady driver driving alone, then reduce speed ahead so that she overtakes them. If this happens to you, reduce speed gently to see what he does. If he mirrors your actions and stays behind you, consider either stopping at the next serviced area or exit to possibly rejoin the motorway as a final test to being followed. When exiting the motorway, concentrate on the road in front of you, rather than staring in the mirror. Otherwise you may find yourself entering the exit too fast and lose control of the car, as the skid marks here show. If the vehicle follows you back onto the motorway, seriously consider speed dialing 999 and switch on your hazard lights. The police operator will be able to quickly identify your car on the motorway CCTV and render assistance as rapidly as possible. But in any event, make your way to a place of safety as soon as possible, which on a motorway will be the next service area. In this clip, the driver following is far more aggressive and intimidating. These circumstances are more serious than the previous 2 clips. So at the first opportunity, use speed dial 999 and get to a place of safety urgently. Keep calm. Do not respond to flashing headlamps. Police never use this method alone to stop drivers. They will always use their blue lights and possibly a short warning with their sound equipment. Here our lady driver is retaining control of the situation and is preventing a potentially dangerous situation from escalating by maintaining her speed, despite the pressure to increase it. From my knowledge of situations so described, a following driver will often give up and move away when he realises you are not intimidated by his actions. So, the most important things are: be vigilant, keep calm, do not increase your speed, frequent glances in the mirror, do not stare, look for a place of safety. Most UK police driving schools, before they engage in pursuit training, they do what we call a friendly follow. Before I explain that, for a police officer to get to this stage, he would have spent 3 weeks of intensive on-road training, for which there would have been a driving assessment at the end of it to see whether or not he or she was suitable to go on and start to do pursuit training. So, as I said, in order to do pursuit training, we do a friendly follow. Now, in front of me is an ex-colleague of mine from Hendon, Andy Leonard, advanced Class 1 police driver and instructor, who now also runs his own driver training business. And so we're out and we're going to replicate a friendly follow. Now, we're going to keep to all speed limits. We're going to keep to all the road traffic regulations. The objective here is look at the road in front of him to see exactly what his options are. And also, like now for example, the objective here is delay my braking and run into contact with him so that I increase my chances of finding the same gap that he finds in the traffic flow. The other options here are the gap. At times I need to extend it and other times I need to close it. It's very much like being on a tow rope. Sometimes I'll play a little slack out, other times I'll reel him in. I need to look at his front wheels when we come up to road junctions to see which way they're angled, because as I said, he won't be giving signals unless there's other people about, because we don't want to cause inconvenience to other road users. And the same with me, I won't necessarily indicate if there's no one to benefit from that signal. So the road opens out around to the right in front of us now. I've got to think for me and where I want to be. Mirror, I'm going to come out early here, so I can get a good commanding view of the road. I expect him to come out in a moment and take a course. There's a road junction on to the right where he's got an option of turning off. And with these approaches, when we're doing 60 miles an hour as we are now, we can't suddenly switch the retro rockets on and make a right or left turn. There comes a point on the approach where if he hasn't started to brake, then there's no way he's going to make the turn in. Finally, as far as Andy's concerned, although he's not going to be telling me where he's going to be going, he will help. Sometimes he can hold out after an overtake and act as a shield for me, and I know while he's out there I can go. The reason we do this is that we then can continue on our journey driving as a pair. Otherwise we could get easily separated, traffic gets between us, and it then spoils the objective of the training exercise. When we're approaching a speed restriction, I will often delay my braking. I'll meet the restriction on the dot, but I will often delay the braking and then firm it up quite a bit towards the end to allow me to close down and get in contact with him. And of course, as the speed increases, I need to play some slack out. It's no good accelerating and matching him all the way. We had a gap, say, for 30 miles an hour, and I've matched him on acceleration. We're doing 60, and I've still got the gap for 30. So as the speed increases, I will extend the following gap. As the speed decreases, I will just make some adjustments, run into contact, so we're back in a relative separation gap to our road speed. So this is all part of the practice. Roundabout, double roundabout system, in fact, with a numerous amount of exits. In fact, there's 4 or 5. So as we come up, make this approach, we are doing 60, dropping down now. He's braking. I'll delay my braking and just run gently into contact. So look at see his options there. Just match him on braking. Yes, I can be in there. So through we go. We'll take the top off of that one. Approaching traffic, not a problem. Appears to be holding the near side lane. He's got the option of turning left here, so mirror, lightly braking. There's one waiting to come out. I'm going to indicate left like he, because we had traffic there. Now I'm looking ahead of him, 30 mile speed limit, cyclists. One yellow car approaching, parked cars and a cyclist on the horizon up there. So just hold my position here, just tidy up now. Looks like there's lots of cyclists around here, over on the left. Looks like it's a cycling club of some description. So I'm going to switch the sports mode off now just for a moment. I don't need it now. So mirrors, just easing back again here. Look across the corner to the right to see what's developing. He doesn't need a signal on my left, so out we go. Now we're going straight on ahead at the mini roundabout. So mirrors, one behind. So the objective here as well, of course, is decision making. Practicing rapid, quick decision making, because that's what pursuit driving is all about. So the test that police officers have before they can move on to this stage is all based upon roadcraft, all with a running commentary, and the driving test they have to take to get to this stage is about 50 minutes with no speed limits on the national areas, with a full running commentary from beginning to end. During that period they have to display a high degree of car skill, awareness, good judgment, so the vehicle is always in the correct position on the road, travelling at the correct speed with the correct gear engaged if they're driving a manual. Okay, so we've got this lovely little village, English village here, roads opening out, Andy's tucked in, there's warning signs down there. We are doing dead on 40 miles an hour. So as I did say earlier on, we comply literally with all speed limits. We can't justify rushing around above the speed limits. Of course, I don't have exemptions now that I'm retired, so even more so why I need to keep the speed limits. Okay, road dropping down, slightly out of view, junction clear on the near side. I'll go back now to my pursuit commentary. Change of road surface, one white vehicle approaching. He's got no options here really other than drive straight on. We don't suddenly pull up and park unless there's a reason. So when he goes over undulations and the road is bumpy, it will affect his vehicle first, and we can see how his suspension is just moving around there. I'll take that into consideration when I'm following and driving along. One approaching, and there's a national speed limit. I'm now going to switch it into sports mode, which gives me better control on the accelerator and off. It also changes down through the gearbox as I slow down. So mirror, through we go now. He's underway now, so I'm going to pick up and go with him, looking down his near side to anticipate he's not braking, so I can match that speed round through the curve. And there's a little dog leg here, mirror, we can just straighten that out slightly, and the road goes sharply around to the left with a junction in it. He's got the option of turning right, so mirror, close on him, delay my braking. Now I can bring the brakes in, feeding it on nice and gently, off the brakes as he enters, so he never brake round bends. So round we go. If he did brake in a curve, there's got to be a real good reason for it, because he wouldn't have got the bend wrong. So we just match our speed on his acceleration now as we come round. He's feeding some more, and watch the opening on the near side. He's going too quick to go into that. Drive into the depths of the curve, look round, another cyclist. So there we go. There was a cycling event taking place today, so there might be more of him. So see how Andy deals with the situation. He's out, mirror. I'll come out now. Mirror his position, a little firm acceleration now, going into the shadows, change your road surface, brake lights, in fact it's his automatic lights come on. So looking far, it's like driving through a tunnel and we've got daylight at the end. We've got an opening on the right with the road junction. Right, he's doing 60 miles an hour, he's not slowing down. No way can he get in there. So now go with him then, looking down the near side for the openings. A little more drive on again, just matching it. Roadwork scar down the near side, traffic movement, mirror. I'm just going to touch my brakes there, I'm just overrunning him slightly. Okay, now pick up the drive again. So look in the distance now, over the top. One going away in the distance now. The other point about it is the cars. Andy's got a Mercedes 220. It's got a V6 engine. I think it's 2.5. It's petrol. This is a straight line 6-cylinder BMW, and it's mirror. Let's come out here. Okay, back to my conversation. And it's a 3-litre diesel, turbo diesel, and what I have here is a slight turbo lag. When he accelerates, his petrol injection engine propels him instantly. I've got a little lag before it picks up. So we're going into a right-hander, junction off to the left-hand side. Now mirror, and now I'll confirm it up. Good firm acceleration now to get back in contact. Now just lifting off, closing this gap back down again now. With a tight right-hander in front of him, double bend first right. Mirror, braking the straights nice and firmly. Off the brakes before entering the curve. Little touch of drive on now. There's a motorcyclist on the right. Give it a kick down again now. Okay, I've got him matched now. Drops down under the trees. Bumpy old road surface there, see it's how it's affecting him. We're doing just over 40 at the moment, and really that is about the right speed for the type of road we're on. Because otherwise, if you start accelerating hard in the straights, then you bring the brakes in firm for the curves, it becomes very uncomfortable and very, very thrusting. The objective here is to make safe progress. Right, we've got a straight line through there, look up, 30 miles an hour waiting for us, parked car on the right, weight restriction and no footway, so watching for pedestrians. If there's a weight restriction on this road, it's got to be here for a good reason. It's probably a bridge or a road surface which really doesn't have a good foundation to it. Okay, what's the opening on the near side? Road knows both side junction, so he's got the option here of turning off. I've backed off a bit. There's the junction he's gone past. There's a traffic movement in front of ahead of him. Roadwork scar, that vehicle's turning off. There's also another junction, and no, he's committed. Looking ahead of him again, 30, mirror. Get my speed all the way up to 30. I've got a couple of miles now to play with there, so I'm now dead on 30. And the sports mode is still engaged, and at the moment it is the best option for me. Change the speed limit as we come up here. Bumpy surface there, yes, there it's just affected us. So we're coming up to the 50, expect him to accelerate, mirrors all around. Look in the distance there, I can match him on acceleration now. And remember, as he accelerates and the speed gets higher, my stopping gap's got to be bigger. So just allow him to play a little slack out. We've got a T-junction ahead of him, he's got the option there. He can turn right, he can turn left, or he can even do a U-turn and come back. Pedestrian movement, is there anyone else? No. Braking, mirror. Lightly on the brakes now. I'm going to adjust my braking so it allows me to close up. Looking for lateral vision to the right. Look at his front wheels if I can. Yes, they're well and truly angled. He's committed. So I'm now going to come up nice and tight. And the objective to getting tight like that is that if that was a baddie in front, he could not engage reverse gear and cause us any damage. And of course, if he did that sort of thing, he takes our radiator out, we're disabled, and all we can do to him is probably break his light cluster, and he's still drivable. So we always run up tight like that. Okay, we have a roundabout with restrictions on it, 4 exits if we include doing a U-turn here. So I'm just going to run up in contact, delay the braking. Adjusting, meeting 40 at 40, but still running on now because I want to be with him now as we come up here. Running in nice, he's committed. Okay, through he goes. I'll take a straight line through that as well. We have a bridge or an arched bridge. Road curving off to the left-hand side. Slow one in front of him, pedestrian movement. And we've got the bend to the left. There's a dog owner down there with a dog on a lead, so the dog's controlled. So just hold it here. My sports mode is holding me back nicely. Sharp deviation sign. I'm backing off, still uncertain about the vehicle in front. Andy's holding back as well. Change the surface on the turn. Round we go. Roadwork scar there. Now that vehicle's got to be up to something. It's got to be turning off, I think. It's driving in a rather hesitant manner. Junction off to left. Is it going to turn off? I'm going to get my speed all the way up to 40 now as we come up to a national. Change the road surface. Looking over the top. Andy's committed now. He's not going to get in there at that road junction. So now I'll start to firm it back up again. Back in contact with him now. Look all the way down the road. Now that's looking pretty good down there. So after these ghost liners, he's going to move out. Mirror. I'm going to move out. Get my line between the two vehicles. Mirror. Tidy up my position. Match him on acceleration now. Now backing off the acceleration, that allows me just to gently drop back into the near side before the ghost islands. They are broken, so it's not a problem if you just take a little bit of them. So only times you don't go in those, of course, is if they are continuous lines. And of course you don't go in there if it's unsafe. Road narrows both sides, so mirror. I'm going to come out and get a sight line over his shoulder. I can see a change of speed limit, one out of the bend, and the road changes, the road surface changes down there. So mirror, just lifting off, we are doing 60. I'll just adjust it back now as we come down here, closing back to a 40 mile an hour gap. I've now got it, and so we can now match it. I'm now going to switch the sports mode off just for a second, just let it run. in drive, just getting a little bit of economy where we can. Right, line of vehicles, some warning signs. There's a height restriction, horses and riders, double bends, and also a staggered junction, first left. Mirror, he's got options here, so let's just hold back for a moment. I want to make a turn, whatever he makes here. He's gone straight on past that junction, so mirror, I'll come round. I can just shave a little bit of that white line off, quite safely. There's not a soul about here, so I'm gaining an advantage, and I'm not creating a disadvantage for anybody else. Picking up the drive again now then. Mirror, brake lights. He's gone past that one. He's got horses. No, it's people up there with animals. And a change of speed limit. Got a change of speed limit coming along, raising up to 50. Not getting dragged in here because he will pick up speed at the 50. I've got to wait till I get there. Mirrors. Now I can increase my speed by 10 miles an hour. So round we go. Shallow curve off to the right. Now we're up to 50 miles an hour. Nice road surface here, changes, and it goes into a left-hander. Mirror, the bend's opening on the near side. I've got my vision. Now we've got a slight loss of vision over the hill crest, looking all the way down the roadway. We've got some ghost islands down the centre, just to separate the traffic flow. Obviously a road junction, and we can see by the sign that there is, and also horses and riders. Mirror, there is one that's just closed up behind. But he's a little way back. Slowing the carriageway. There's the opening on the right. It's clear, he's committed. See one going away now in the distance. I don't always mention every single junction he might take because I can see by his general speed and so on that he's not going to make a turn. Mirror, brake lights. He's gone past that one. He's got horses. No, it's people up there with animals, and a change of speed limit. Right, someone with a green top. We have an opening. There's an elderly people's crossing, and in fact it looks like another cyclist down there. Numerous openings and driveways to these dwellings, both sides of the road. I won't mention every single one unless one becomes a hazard. So that probably was their destination there. There's a number of cyclists in there. Brake lights and pedestrian movement. Got some walkers on the left. He's braking now. Delay my braking. Cover the foot brake. Sports mode in, and now bring some brakes in. Look at his front wheels. He's turning right. So I'm going to indicate now. Yes, he's committed. Looking right, left, right. I can get out around there. So round we go. He's turned off to the left, so mirror, I'm going to indicate left now to the one behind me. So round we go. National speed limit area, so good firm acceleration. Now I'm going to kick down. Let's get some speed going. Change your road surface. Okay, sharp deviation around to the right hand side, or no, gradual curve to the right. We're going in the shadows up here. Throwing arrows, warning sign. Just matching him on speed. We're doing exactly 60 miles an hour, which is quite safe. Double bends for 1 mile. Mirror, just lifting off the throttle now. Out to the crown to get the best view into the curve. Just holding the white line round here as he is doing. Just tightens back slightly here. Yes, there it goes. Just tightening up. Just keeping in contact. Round we go. Just holding our line there. One approaching. Mirror, okay. Hold our steering on, which takes us nicely into the left. Firm it back up now as we go up the hill. A little kick down there, making us a safe approach. Yes, I can just shave a little bit off of that one. Mirror, just keep myself tucked in now for the right-hander. Round it goes. A little touch of drive on now then. Mirror, okay, out we go now. This is just the time when you might get a motorcyclist coming up. You have to be very careful. Just holding our line there as we come into the left-hander. So round we go. Little drive on, one approaching. Mirror, hold the steering on, which takes us directly into the left. Firming it back up again as we come round here. We're coming up now to 60 miles an hour. Mirror, I'm going to come back in to get a better view. Right-handed, just hold my line there. It's tightening back up. I've got my speed right. The bend is opening as fast as I am going. Little touch drive. Slow movers, mirror. Come out to the centre of the carriageway, take a similar position to Andy, and I'm going to move back slightly to get some vision down the near side. Okay, he's not signalling. One behind closing. No, in fact, he's a long way. I can make that turn. Round we go. Okay, lift the vision up, country road, and the road surface looking rather suspect. So picking up the drive and going with him, looking way down the roadway, and we've got a cyclist. Look, they're all out today. It is a Sunday. Mirror, out to the crown of the carriageway, giving plenty of room, but mindful of the opening on the right. Now I can see there's nobody coming down the road on the right-hand side, but mirror, we can tuck back in again. Right, so change the road surface. So we're doing 60 miles an hour exactly at the present time. Change the road surface again. Lovely bend here, which is opening in front of us, and it's opening at the same rate that we are entering the bend at. So between where we are now and where the furthest point we can see is our braking distance. Movement on the near side, motorcyclist, mirror. Holding our line now, we can firm it back up again, back up to 60. Hold our line here. By keeping your vision up on the furthest point you can see, it will avoid what we often call is 50 pence piece bends. In other words, where you put in a series of bends in what's a gradual bend. Something I covered earlier on. One approaching, mirror, and now come out again. Firm it up, I can take a view over his shoulder to see what's happening there. Here's my shield as well. Looking down the near side, there's a bend to the left with a warning sign. Now it's a mandatory sign because it's round and it's a weight restriction. So mirror, one part on the right hand side. Just hold our line for where we are for the time being. Looking down his near side. No footway, so looking for pedestrians. And we can just close a little bit more with him here as we come out of here. Look all the way down the road, see a road junction detail, see traffic crossing through the road junction down there. So just holding our position for the moment. Brake lights, mirror, there's a van behind coming up, a long way back. So look at what he's doing, he's got his wheels on full lock left, and out we go. Looks like he's going to do a U-turn. So I can do that before the van gets here. So round we go. There's the van, not a problem. And now take the steering off. Okay, it looks like we're doubling back here. And there's one coming out of bend, it's a bus. 30 mile speed limit, mirror, clear. Bend to the right with the junction in it. Let's run in contact. Get ourselves levelled off now. I've now levelled off. So there's a junction off to the left. So I'm going to play a little slack out here, just to make allowances if in case he turns, so I can meet that turn. No, he's committed. Round we go. Again, a weight restriction, 7.5 tons. Brisk acceleration up the slope. Double bends, cyclist, and also road narrows, mirror. I'll take a similar position. Hold out, always sacrifice, and there's another one there. And there's more cyclists. So I can stay out here, but mindful of these openings on the right. So mirror, I'm going to get myself in. There's a white van approaching. Change the road surface. Junction right, he's gone straight past. Surface not so good there, it's better now, so go with him again up here. At the moment, because of the type of area we're driving in, I suspect a national any moment, and sports mode I'll leave in for the time being. So watching again for horses and riders. As it's a weekend, this is the time they could be out. National speed limit down there waiting, one approaching, mirror. So hold my position. After this vehicle has gone, mirror again, I'm going to just pop over, just have a little look, but the road is curving right. The road doesn't have any centre line marking on it. That's because it's not wide enough. What's the opening? Come away from that. Now we're coming to the national, so mirror, I'm going to come over, get a view past him, and as he starts to accelerate, I'm going to accelerate. Nice brisk acceleration now. Holding the line, bumpy road surface there, loss of vision now, so mirror, tuck in to maximise our view. Using him as a shield as we come down here. And I can see buildings down, there's bound to be a change of speed limit. So just hold our position as we come down. Double bend, first to the right, so mirror. He's braking. I'll delay my braking to get in contact. Still holding off, still holding off. Now I'll bring some brakes in. I'm in with him now, off the brake, and round we go. Just hold our line, keep yourself well tucked in. He's accelerating, mirror. I can accelerate with him here, down here, but through the curve. Bend's opening nicely, so round we go. The sports mode is working nicely for us. Cyclist in the shadows there. Okay, now we'll pick some drive up. So look past him as we come down now. I can see a plan ball for a road junction down there. So mirror, I just tuck myself back over to the left. Level off now. He is deaccelerating, so I'm just matching that. Warning sign in the distance, junction clear, mirror. Place the safety away from that. I can see a black car coming up the slope. Stagger junction, first left. In fact, it wasn't, it was a four-wheel drive. So lightly brakes now as we drop down here. Yes, I'm happy about that. Now through we go, little touch of drive on, bumpy road surface, round we go, nice firm acceleration there. That's the idea, and with a kick down as we exit. Road goes up around to the right. It's opening out nicely, just backing off the throttle. Touch of brakes as he did there, it was a tight one. Off the brake and round we go. Good firm acceleration now as we exit. Okay, now I'm going to come back over again to get a sight line down the outside. Mirror, I'm going to tuck back in again here. The moment you can't see the road, you must be back well and truly in your own half. Change the road surface. In fact, the road surface has got scars on it, so mirror. Gently brake in here, because I'm overrunning that one. And now off the brakes and round we go. Just driving around, holding our line. Okay, rather bumpy surface in the bend there. Now BMW holds the road absolutely outstandingly beautifully. So it drops into a dip, look up over the tree, road curving off left, mirror and braking. Just match his braking. Junction off to the right, he's committed past that, he's gone round, so round we go. There's a red car and a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. Let's get up with him so we go into the 40 at 40. Okay, it's a rare occasion where you actually accelerate up to the 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. Bend goes off around to the right, more housing. There's not a great deal of activity at the moment. It's a fairly sharp curve. We're doing just under 40 miles an hour. but it's opening out quite nicely round. It goes instantly into a left-hander, which is a tight one. Round we go. Sometimes you have to deaccelerate around some of these curves, which I did there, but it's perfectly okay. In fact, when you're deaccelerating like that, you put less steering on. National, mirror, through we go again. Just hold our line, keep in contact with him, goes round, drops down into a right-hander. Brake lights, mirror. Now I'll brake. Just hold our line, look across the top. In fact, I can shave some of that one off. So around we come. Road narrows both sides. Now increase the drive slightly as we come down here. One approaching, mirror. In fact, I'm going to keep to this spot here. I'm going to hold this spot because this is the widest bit I can find. Okay, look all around, out we go. Pick up the drive. Little brisk acceleration. Okay, I can get some speed on here because Andy's my pathfinder. Now I can back it off again. Now lightly braking it as we come up here. I'm back in contact with him. Round we go. Road continues around to the right. Still growing though. Now we've got to give way. So he's got an option of right, left, or even straight on. I think it's a stagger junction. So mirror, gently braking here. By his positioning, yes, he's committed left. No one to signal to. So let's get up to the junction. Right, left, right again, and out we go. So nice acceleration away. Change of road surface there. Now backing off the throttle. Now I've got my speed where I want it to be, and I've got the position where I want to be. Mirror. Again, we can shave a little bit of the line off there. Road dropping down. Brake lights down there. One going away. Now he's making some progress. Not a bit to be expected. So away we go. Now way down the road, I can see a car towing a trailer, white trailer. So there's a road junction down there. Brake lights on that one, just disappearing out of view. Let's get in contact with him here. Now bringing some speed off as we come down to the curve. Off the brakes, round we go. Yes, mirror, I can come out and use the road to best advantage. So he's got options open to him down here, so let's see what's going to go on. I'm looking for a reason to signal if I have to, and there isn't one. I'm looking to the right for any early lateral vision. There isn't much, and certainly none to the left. He's turning right, he's got himself angled. Up nice and tight behind him here. Well, that concludes Ultimate Driving Craft Day and Night. I hope you have found it of interest. There are other Ultimate Driving Craft DVDs planned, so please keep an eye on my website for updates. Thank you for your purchase, and I wish you safe and enjoyable motoring.